Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jo and I help creators and designers with freelancing, passive income, and tech. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through a bit of a walkthrough of my Dubsado, my client management system, because when I first started using it, I wish that there had been a video out there actually showing me someone's inside of their Dubsado and how they use it as a graphic designer or freelancer. So that is exactly what we're going to do today. Before we get into it, I also want to let you know that there is a code that I can give you to get 20% off Dubsado. The code is DUBIT and I'll leave the link below in the description of the video. Hey guys, so this is my Dubsado dashboard and it's a really great place to just collectively see a little bit of a snapshot of everything that's inside. I usually just come and log on to here and just have a look at what's happening. The calendar overview is obviously attached to my calendar that's on my computer as well as my Dubsado one, so no appointments can conflict and I can see what's happening. So the financial goals I have set, and you can set them to whatever target you want to do. So Dubsado makes it really easy to like edit and change things, and see, obviously when I click on the little pencil icon, that means edit. So you can change your financial goals and make it monthly or yearly. And your open invoice is obviously just an indicator of what's open at the moment, and then this just gives you a bit of an indicator compared to what your normal months are like. Obviously this is not looking very good this month, but that's probably because I had a really good month last month. And then it's just got any items that need lots of attention, but I honestly don't normally pay too much attention to these that much, because the tab that I live in the most is the projects tab. So if I click on here, I've set this up so it's custom for me, because as a freelancer, graphic designer, web designer, I have quite a lot of things going on at once, and it's just really hard to have a pipeline of everything going on. So I've actually set these up, and these are custom. You can set these up and these are custom, which is really cool. So it doesn't matter what kind of business you have or how you want to set them up, but this is my leads, I guess, pipeline you can see. And every time a lead does something, it will pop into one of these, I guess, statuses. So if I come into like new lead, for example, you can set up workflows so that when you've got your contact form on your website, it's actually a Dubsado form and it comes straight into Dubsado, and the lead would come into here, and you can set up these workflows so that this entire process can become automated. So a workflow is basically just a set of steps that your system can do automatically. I'm still a little bit old school. I do quite a lot of it manually because I just like to vet things, and it just makes it a little bit easier. But you can see that it goes from new lead to the consultation to the follow-up, or they've made an appointment, the proposal's been sent, and I just have these categories like people have just disappeared or they're not suitable. So it's quite good to be able to have that. I honestly don't know. I would never be able to keep up with all of the leads that come in ever if I didn't have anything like that. So it's always really good to have. So you can see that all of the statuses are here, and let me just go down to the leads section so you can see. And then I've just got all of them there. So I just manually change it there, or if you're really handy with the workflows, it'll do it for you automatically. So in particular, I want to show you the jobs statuses, because this is honestly like saved my life. I don't know what I would do without it, because I can't keep track of anything. Because sometimes I'm doing like a logo design, sometimes I'm doing a website design, other times I'm managing print jobs for clients. So there's quite a lot that goes on. And if you have a look at the very top here on my statuses, you can see that I've got booked jobs, in progress, I'm waiting for the client, or I'm waiting for content, the job's on hold, the job's ready to be invoiced, Because what I tend to do with invoicing is I invoice twice a month. I invoice in the middle of the month and then towards the end of the month as well. So I don't just tend to flick 1,000 invoices to one client, because sometimes they do have like itty bitty jobs, and sending them 10 invoices can kind of be a bit annoying. So I just tend to do it in blocks. Then obviously the job's invoiced, so I know I've actually completed it and sent it, and then the job has been complete when it's been paid. And then if I'm managing printing for clients, so I've just obviously got the same type of process, which is, printing quote with client, and then it goes printing invoice, because as soon as I've sent a quote to a client and it's accepted, they do it all automatically through the forms. It gets invoiced and then the job's finished. So that top part up there is probably it really does save my life, because just even having all of those jobs sectioned into those categories makes it so much easier. And for example, I'll just show you the in progress. So what I tend to do is if I have a job that's in progress, sometimes web support's quite a good one, because I obviously come in and out of that one quite a lot. I will keep that in progress and I just add to that invoice and I know it's already there. But if the status ever changes, and I do it every time I'm inside the job in Dubsado or every time I'm working on it, I'll click it and I'll change it to whatever it is. And the good thing about this is that I can just come into my Dubsado and I can be like, cool, what's my admin for the morning? I just need to check that the clients who I'm waiting for content, hopefully they've sent me content. And if they haven't, I can just quickly send them an email, or I can just get an overview of what's happening. It also helps as well because Dubsado doesn't give you a overview yet of money that's in the pipeline from each client, or I guess what invoices have been sent out or what's due. You can't really see it all at once. So what I tend to do is come to the job invoice tab that I've set up, the status that I've set up, and I can see that because I've invoiced these certain invoices already, I know that that's what is going to come in for the month, so I can just kind of see the money. So that's probably the statuses tab. So I'd recommend that do set up your own statuses, because whatever your process is, you'll figure it out. But that's what I've got set up because it makes it so easy. The reporting tool, I actually only really ever use this if I need to see statistics and if I need to do end of month analytics and things like that, what jobs made more money, all that kind of stuff. But the calendar obviously is in Dubsado. I don't ever really come to this one either because I've got it connected to my my calendar on my desktop, and so I use it because I find it a lot easier to move things around. The other one that I use a lot, is the Timetracker. So whenever I'm not working on packaged jobs, so say for example a packaged job is a logo brand package or a web package, if I'm just doing a client change for someone on a brochure, for example, let's just say let's go you can search in here, and there's a brochure I'm working on at the moment, and all these little changes, it's a lot fairer to the client, and it's a lot easier for me with time tracking if I'm writing in what changes and whatever the hourly rate is, and you can do it kind of a little bit more freestyle than having to have all your packages all the time, because sometimes it just doesn't work when you're working with clients that need 5 minutes changed here and 5 minute change there. It becomes too hard to be able to quote them certain hours and things like that. And then when I press play, I can literally go off and do my design or whatever I'm doing, and then when I'm finished I press stop, and then I can add it to the invoice automatically. So when I finish the job, I can come back to my projects, and obviously because it's gone through my pipeline my status pipeline. Every time obviously I do something, I update the job status. Where the job's ready to be invoiced, for example, I'll go in here and I'll have a look at all of the, itty bits of times that I've updated or done, website updates or anything like that. And I'll just if there's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, all that kind of stuff, I just add it together until it becomes like an hour, or most of the time, like my minimum charge is an hour. So even though if they add up to 57 minutes, I still charge for an hour because it's just the way that I have my have it set up. So yeah, they're probably the things that I use the most, I would say, on Dubsado, especially for freelancing. They're probably like the most important things. Obviously, you've got I haven't even gone through this. I forgot about it. So the other thing I've got is the forms. So I've set this all out. Obviously, I've got to update it for 2021. I usually just date them, so because every year I obviously go through and I do like a refresh to see what's working and what's not. And so you can have all of these custom proposals, custom quotes, honestly, anything you can think of capturing information from your clients, you can. Say, for example, I'm just going to show you a simple one, which is like a referral program that I have, and I've just got this form, and I send it to clients and I say, hey guys, if you've got anyone that or if you've enjoyed working with me, they just have to fill out this form, and I can send them a link, and it's all through Dubsado, and I can put that link anywhere, like on my website, through social media, anything, and it goes all into the system, which is so handy. So I also collect my briefs as well. So when I'm obviously onboarding a client, so everything is online. And I swear without the system, I don't know how I would live. Like, I don't know how I lived before because it just does so much stuff. And I actually feel like I haven't even touched the surface. When you set up your proposals, so proposals is actually a whole other thing. They have these different tabs because each tab does a different thing with the forms. It allows you to do different things. Like, so say, for example, contracts, that allows you to have signatures. Sub-agreements are kind of like, sub-agreements. Questionnaires are obviously questionnaires. Proposals are more like you can build like packages and things like that, and your clients or customers can select what they want. And obviously lead capture is like any kind of lead that you want to capture whatsoever. So I'll show you like a really old one that I was probably working on. Oh, here's a really old one. I think this might have even been a test proposal. Please excuse me for the fact that it's like really hideously ugly and just all over the place, but I think I was just learning how to use it. So in the proposal, like I've seen some really fabulous ones, but in the proposal you can add videos. Like, it works so cool. It's like a website. Like, I've just got like some FAQs that dropped, or not FAQs, like what's delivered, that drops down. I've got the pricing. So the clients can just actually come along with your proposal. You send it to them via a link, and they can select what packages they want to work with you and get all the information about it. And you don't have to go back and forth between, how much does it cost, or what are the other things that you do, and like getting the contracts. And it just makes the onboarding process so much faster. And once the clients fill this out, you can actually attach contracts and invoices, so it all becomes one seamless sort of like workflow. So I'm just going to show you. I'll see if I can. So that's the link that I would use there, and that would actually be the link that would go to this proposal, and it just seamlessly will, you'd be able to send it to your client and get them to fill it out. And then it all comes back into Dubsado so that you can all manage it. And then when you're sort of setting up your forms and everything like that, I've got like a whole load of packages, which is basically just anything that I've ever packaged, like logo design or website design, anything like that, I've packaged up into, let's go to a really old one so you can just see. oh, here's just a test one. We'll go no pack one. That's not a good one. A welcome email kit. Okay, so I used to do like these email kits where like I'd get copywriters to write these cool emails for clients, and I would set it up all through their mailing system and everything like that. So I managed to get a package price for that, and all I had to do was set up what the package was, any other details I wanted to go in there, and when I built my proposal, that information was be able to be linked through. So yeah, you basically have these proposals that have all your packages, all your contracts, all your invoices, everything like that, and the client can pay all online. So it's really just such a tool. It just depends on how your business is set up and how you want to use it. I feel like I keep going and that's the last thing I use. And then I remember there's other tabs that I use as well that really help me. So you'll find in your business that clients always ask you the same question. Most of the time there's a process that you can do to make things easier. And also if you write scripted emails, there's nothing that you can miss either about telling your clients. So I'm just going to go into a test client and I'll show you where that all lives. So that's where I build them all, which is in the canned email section. So I've just gone into a client and I have all these, well, in here they're called like the saved replies, but I just call them canned emails. And I've just written, name them what I can remember what they are. So say, for example, like I've just done some branding for someone and I'm sending them their brand board. Then I just put this email here, which has got everything that they need, all the information they need, how they need to use it, all that kind of stuff. And I can insert any of the forms that I've got, any of the links, anything like that. I mean, that says invoice, but obviously that would be like the link to the brand guide, the brand board. And just by having all that stuff templated out, it saves you so much time, like so much. And then you just send it away and you obviously can see all your emails inside the client's file. And then obviously when the job's changed its status, I change the status and then away we go. So I think at one time I've probably managed about like 10 to 15 jobs at once through this, and some of them would have been really large and some of them have been kind of small, and that can be quite intense for one person. One of the other functions I wanted to show you, which was in the reporting section, which I should have showed you previously, but I just want to kind of briefly go over it. When you set up your forms, you can set up a drop down that asks people where they found out about you, and this is how you track where your leads are actually coming from. So these are all the ways that I market, and you can see that Google is my top one because I do quite a bit of like blogging and things like that. Instagram is obviously a good one, and so is Pinterest. So when you set up your contact forms, you can, select that drop down and have your sources put in there so that you can find out what type of marketing is actually working. And this is so handy because you can just track this on a spreadsheet from month to month, and then you know that, say, for example, my newsletter does not bring me in anything. So I'm not going to do that anymore, but I'm going to continue focusing on Google because it is bringing me in the most. But it's a really good idea to obviously go through all of the different things that you have in your Dubsado and find out what works best for you. But that is just a little bit of an overview of the things I use in Dubsado, and hopefully it helps. Hey guys, so if you enjoyed my content today, please like the video, make sure you subscribe, even leave a comment below to let me know that you are loving this content so I can create more for you.